Hey everyone, welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Brain, and as always, I'm here with my amazing co-host, Anna.
Hi, friends. So happy to be with you again. And wow, today's episode is going to be powerful. If you've ever said to yourself, I need to change my life, then this is for you.
That's right. Today, we're talking about something really important, not just for learning English, but for your entire life. The title says it all. It's time to change your life for good. Not for a day, not for a week, but for good.
You know, Brain, I think a lot of people want to change, but they don't know where to start. They feel stuck. They wait for the perfect time, but that perfect time never comes.
Exactly. And the truth is, change doesn't come from some magic day on the calendar. It starts with one small decision, one small action, and it can start today.
So if you're listening right now and you're ready to finally take control of your life, build better habits, learn faster, speak better English, and just become the best version of yourself, then stay with us. This episode is made for you.
We're going to talk about why people get stuck, how to break free, and the real steps you can take to change your life starting now. No fluff, just real, honest, helpful conversation.
And of course, we'll share examples, tips, even a little role play later on, and a simple action plan that you can start using immediately.
So grab your notebook, your tea, or whatever makes you feel comfortable. Let's dive into this life-changing. All right, so let's get into it. Why do so many people say they want to change their lives, but nothing actually changes?
Oh, this is such a big question, Brain. I think one of the biggest reasons is fear. People are scared. They're afraid of failing, of looking silly, of making mistakes. Even when they want to change, fear holds them back.
Absolutely. And I think another one is the comfort zone. You know, people get used to their routine even if they're not happy with it. It feels safe because it's familiar. Change? Change feels risky.
Exactly. It's like they say, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Even if someone isn't satisfied with their life, they might stay where they are just because it feels comfortable.
And let's not forget self-doubt. That little voice that says, you can't do it. You've tried before and failed. What makes you think this time will be different?
Oh, yes. That voice can be so powerful. I remember when I first tried learning Spanish. I was excited at first, but after a few mistakes, I started thinking, maybe I'm just not good at languages.
Wow, really? And look at you now helping people all over the world learn English. That's such a great example.
Thanks, Brain. And I'm sure a lot of our listeners have felt that way too, maybe with English, maybe with work, maybe with other life goals.
You know, this reminds me of a story. I had a student once, let's call him Ali, who really wanted to speak English fluently. But every time he started, he'd stop after a week or two. When I asked him why, he said, I'm afraid people will laugh at my mistakes.
Oh, poor Allie. That's so common. And what's sad is that those mistakes, they're actually how you grow. But fear of judgment stops so many people.
Right. And sometimes people don't change because they're waiting for the perfect moment. You know what I mean? I'll start after my exams, after my birthday, after this busy week at work. But that perfect moment? It never comes.
That's true. Life will always be busy. There will always be something. If you wait for the perfect time, you'll wait forever.
So if you're listening right now, maybe you see yourself in this. Fear, doubt, waiting for the perfect time. We're not judging you. We've been there too.
Exactly. And the good news? You don't have to stay stuck. Today we're going to help you see that change is possible and it can start small.
So stay with us, because next we'll talk about the power of small decisions and how they can completely change your life.
Yes, get ready because this is where things get exciting.
All right, let's dive into one of my favorite ideas when it comes to changing your life. The power of small decisions.
Oh, yes. People often think change has to be huge, like you have to wake up one day and completely change everything your job, your habits, your mindset all at once.
Exactly. But actually, big change usually starts with small, simple choices. Tiny things that don't feel dramatic at the time, but over days, weeks, and months, they completely change your life.
Let's give an example. Imagine you decide to spend just 10 minutes a day listening to English podcasts like this one. 10 minutes. That's so small, right?
So small. But after 1 month, that's over 5 hours of extra listening practice. After a year, that's over 60 hours. All from just 10 minutes a day.
Exactly. Or let's say you decide to write one English sentence a day in a notebook. Just one. It feels easy, but after a month you've written 30 sentences. After a year, over 300 sentences.
And what's beautiful is that these small decisions are easy to do. And here's the key, they're also easy not to do.
Ah, that's so true. You can think it's just 10 minutes. It won't make a difference, but those small choices add up for better or for worse.
Exactly. Small decisions are like drops of water. One drop doesn't seem like much, but keep adding those drops and over time, you've filled a bucket. Or even a whole ocean.
I love that image. And, brain, I think this is where a lot of learners get stuck. They want big results fast, and they forget that it's these small, daily decisions that really create lasting change.
Absolutely. And here's the best part. Small decisions don't feel scary. They don't take tons of energy. And they build your confidence over time.
So, to all our listeners, think about this. What's one small decision you can make today that your future self will thank you for?
That's a powerful question. And coming up next, we're going to help you with something that stops so many people waiting for the perfect time. We'll show you why you don't need to wait. You can start now.
Stay with us, it's going to get even more practical and exciting.
All right, let's talk about something that I think holds so many people back, waiting for the perfect time.
Oh, yes, we've all done it, right? You tell yourself, I'll start after I finish this project, or I'll begin when I'm less busy, or next Monday, next month, next year.
Exactly. But let's be honest, when is life ever perfect? When do we ever have zero stress, zero responsibilities, and all the time in the world?
Never. There's always something happening, work, family, school, health, life. If we keep waiting for the perfect time, we'll just keep waiting forever.
That's so true. And here's the thing, action creates the right time. When you start, when you take that first step, you create momentum. And suddenly, you feel ready.
I love that. And maybe we can do a quick role play to show what we mean.
Great idea. Okay, I'll be the old me waiting for the perfect time, and you be the new me who's ready to act. I really want to start improving my English, but right now I'm too busy. I'll wait until work slows down.
You can start with 5 minutes a day. You don't need a lot of time, just start small.
Yeah, but I want to wait until I can do it properly. I don't want to start and stop.
The only way to do it properly is to start. Small steps every day. Perfection isn't the goal, progress is.
Ha ha ha. That really does sound like me before I started learning Italian,
And look how far you've come.
right? Because I stopped waiting and just took small actions. And that's what we want for our listeners too.
So if you're listening right now, don't wait for the stars to align. Don't wait for next Monday. Start today, even if it's just one tiny step.
And up next, we're going to help you with that. We'll share practical steps to change your life for good, simple things you can start doing right now.
Stay with us, this is where the real magic begins.
All right, now, it's time for the part I know many of you have been waiting for real practical steps you can take to change your life for good.
Yes, this isn't about magic formulas. These are simple, real steps that actually work, whether you're trying to improve your English, build confidence, or change any part of your life.
So first, you've got to know what you want. That sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people feel unhappy. And when you ask them, what do you really want? They don't have a clear answer.
Exactly. If your goal is just, I want to be better, that's too vague. Better at what? Speaking English fluently? Feeling more confident at work?
Right. So take a minute and write it down. Be specific. I want to speak English confidently with native speakers. Or I want to wake up feeling positive every day. Once you know what you want, break it down. What's one small thing you can do daily to move closer?
The clearer you are, the easier it is to make a plan. If your goal is English fluency, maybe you decide every day I'll listen to 5 minutes of an English podcast, or every morning I'll write one sentence in English.
Exactly. Small daily actions. They don't feel hard, and they build up over time.
This is so important. When you track your progress, even with something simple like putting an X on a calendar every day, you do your small action, you stay motivated.
Yes, and celebrate those small wins. Finished 7 days of practice in a row? Amazing. Give yourself a little reward.
Brain, remember when we both tried that 30-day reading challenge? Every time I finished a day, I'd have a little piece of chocolate.
Haha, I remember that. And it worked because it made the habit feel fun. This one's big. Changing your life is hard if you're surrounded by negativity. Find people who lift you up, even if it's just one friend or an online group.
That's why things like this podcast matter, right? Because we're all about positive energy, encouragement, and helping each other grow.
Absolutely. And if you don't have supportive people around you right now, be that supportive voice for yourself.
This reminds me of a listener who wrote to us, Maria from Brazil. She said she wanted to speak English confidently but always felt nervous. So she started small, 5 minutes a day of shadowing native speakers. She tracked it on a calendar. And she joined an English group online.
And guess what? After 6 months, she sent us a voice message, and she sounded amazing. She didn't wait for the perfect time. She didn't try to do everything at once. Just small steps, every day.
So, friends, let's review. Define what you want clearly. Break it into small daily actions. Track your progress plus celebrate small wins. Surround yourself with supportive people.
And most of all, just start. Don't wait for the perfect plan or the perfect time. Small actions today create big results tomorrow.
Next, we'll talk about what to do when motivation drops because it happens to everyone. And we'll share how to stay on track even on tough days.
Stay with us. You don't want to miss this part. Okay, let's be real for a minute. No matter how excited you are at the beginning, motivation doesn't last forever.
That's so true. Everyone starts out feeling inspired, but after a few days or weeks, life gets busy. You feel tired, you think I'll skip today, and before you know it, your new habit is gone.
Exactly. So how do you stay consistent when that motivation drops?
The first thing is to understand motivation is like a wave. It goes up and down. But discipline, that's what keeps you going.
Right. Don't wait to feel motivated. Just do your small action anyway. Remind yourself it's only 5 minutes or one sentence or whatever your step is.
I love this one. When motivation is low, make the task so small that it feels easy. For example, instead of I'll study for an hour, say I'll read one sentence.
Yes, and usually once you start, you do more. But even if you don't, you kept the habit alive. That's the key.
When I feel unmotivated, I like to use reminders. A sticky note on my mirror that says, just start, or setting an alarm that says, English time.
That's such a great idea. Little reminders can pull you back on track, especially on hard days.
And one more, if you miss a day, don't give up. Don't say, oh well, I failed. Just start again the next day.
Yes, progress isn't about being perfect. It's about not quitting.
So to all of you listening, remember, motivation will rise and fall. But your small daily actions, they're what really change your life.
And coming up, we'll share some real-life examples of people who transform their lives one small habit at a time. Get ready to be inspired. All right, it's time for one of my favorite parts of the podcast, a real story from one of our listeners who decided to change their life for good.
Yes, and today we want to share the story of Amir from Egypt. Amir wrote to us a few months ago about his English learning journey, and it's so inspiring.
So Amir had always wanted to speak English fluently, but he felt stuck. He tried many times, bought books, downloaded apps, but after a few days, he'd stop. He kept waiting for the perfect time when he'd have more energy or more free time.
Then one day he heard an episode just like this one, and something clicked. Amir decided to stop waiting. Instead of planning for hours of study, he started small. Every day he listened to 5 minutes of English while making breakfast.
Yep, just 5 minutes. And then he added another small step. At night, he wrote down one new word he had heard that day. That's it.
And here's the amazing part. 6 months later, Amir wrote to us again. He said his confidence had grown so much that he started speaking with tourists in his city. And now, he's practicing English every single day, not because he has to, but because he wants to.
I love that. Amir's story shows that small, consistent actions really can change your life.
So if you're listening, remember, you don't need a perfect plan. You just need to start even with one small thing.
And next up, we'll talk about how to create your own Change Your Life action plan, so you can take that first small step today. Okay, let's do something fun. A quick role play. We want you, our listener, to hear the difference between the old mindset and the new, powerful you.
I'll play the old mindset, the part of you that's full of excuses, and brain, you'll play the new you, positive, focused, ready for change.
I really want to improve my English, but I'm just so busy. I don't have time right now.
I understand, but I can find 5 minutes today. Small steps count, and I can start now.
But I'm so tired after work. Maybe I should wait until the weekend. Even if I'm tired, I can listen to English while I relax or do small tasks. Progress is progress.
I don't want to start and then fail again.
This time I'll focus on small daily actions. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to keep going.
Wow, I feel motivated just hearing that.
Me too. And to our listeners, imagine you saying those words. Because that new you is already inside, ready to take action.
And coming up, we'll help you build your own Change Your Life action plan, simple, clear, and powerful.
All right, now it's time to put everything together and create your very own Change for Good action plan.
Remember, this plan doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, simple is best.
Step 1. Write down one clear goal. What do you want to change? Be specific.
Step 2. Choose one small action you can do every day that moves you toward that goal. It can be as little as 5 minutes or one sentence.
Step 3. Decide how you'll track your progress. A calendar, an app, or even just a checklist.
And step 4. Find or remind yourself of your support, a friend, a group, or this podcast.
That's it. 4 simple steps to start your change today. No perfect plan needed, just start.
So take a moment, pause this podcast if you need to, and write down your plan now.
And remember, every great journey starts with one small step.
Wow, what a journey today. We talked about changing your life for good, from shifting your mindset to taking real practical steps. Yes, and remember, change isn't about giant leaps, it's about small, consistent steps, the kind you can start right now.
Here's your challenge, friends. For the next 7 days, commit to doing your small daily action from your plan, no excuses.
And if you miss a day, that's okay. Just start again the next day. Progress, not perfection.
We want to hear from you. Share your progress with us on social media or in the comments below. Your story can inspire others.
Remember, changing your life is possible, and it starts with one small step. So take that step today.
Thanks so much for listening to the English Learning Podcast. We believe in you now. Go make your change for good.
See you next time.